So how can I start this? Right. Okay, so that's me, performing for a couple hundred people at this underground rap show that revitalized Richmond's underground rap scene. If you told me as a kid, 4 years ago, or even like 2 months ago that I'd be spinning with some of the guys performing here, I would think you were messing with me. Shit, if you told me any of this was possible, I would think you were lying. I grew up in Fredericksburg, Virginia, a small town just an hour north from Richmond. I was raised in a Catholic family in the suburbs, shielded off from many things my teachings told me weren't considered holy. I was 8 years old when I was first exposed to rap music. My mind kept trying to convince me that it was wrong with all the cussing and swearing, but it actually felt so liberating to me. I first heard Lil Wayne in 2008 in elementary school, Tyler the Creator in middle school, all the way to JPEG Mafia in high school. Being in Fredericksburg for so long made me feel so far away from the things I actually admired. I was so ready to leave home that by the time I was 17, I had the chance and I took it. I went to New York for a year. I went to acting school and met some interesting people. That was a cool experience. After dropping out of acting school, I then moved to Hawaii where my family had moved after I graduated high school. It was heavenly, but I felt very isolated socially, and there really wasn't much for me to explore or figure out. I was just there. And throughout this first year of leaving home, there was this one place I would frequently visit, Richmond, Virginia. I would stay there with my girlfriend at the time when I would visit for breaks, but prior to that, I never really got to spend time in Richmond. It was always an hour away from Fredericksburg, but I never really had the time, means, or permission to really embrace the capital of my home state. I didn't know enrolling in school there would unlock even more for me. College was fun for the time being, until everything changed. That's when I really stopped taking all of my resources and time for granted. I started getting into podcasting and taking more photos. And that's when I met up with an old friend of mine I met through my cousin. He goes by the name Roach, so that's all I'll address him on here. So Roach introduced me to our first interviewee, a man who goes by the name Harsh. We decided to meet with him at a local bodega to ask him some questions of what it's like to make it in a city like this.
Welcome, man. How y'all doing, man? What you need, man?
Shit, man. We're just trying to learn, trying to learn more about the city and all that.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you, like, how long you been here?
And I'm from Newport News, Virginia, so like, it's only an hour drive. So I've been in and out since I was a teenager, but like living actually, we started in the early 2010. Moved out here for school, tried that, realized it wasn't exactly everything I needed, And so just made a plan, came back about 2016, 17, and just been living here since, like really just tied in, really from Richmond, not just being here every weekend for shows or some type of thing, really being in the city.
What do you do to get by?
To get by, to make ends meet? Right now, I'm a chef over at Brenner Pass, under Chef Brittany Anderson, and I'm just enjoying that, trying to up my rank like I do in everything. Like, shit, one day be behind the counter for real. Like, I love the restaurant industry. It ties in with the music, but that doesn't always, if you ain't getting it like you're supposed to, you ain't gonna get to, chicken, no real, nothing from that. So it's a way you gotta tie your brand into that, or like, go get your little 9 to 5. And I was lucky enough to, people know me for my food, so why not learn from the best while you're like, still worry about the food too, because it's still a brand at the end of the day, You see the shit going on, being in this bitch, you know what the fuck going on.
How did you get to that point, where like you could like have a crib and like, really just keep working and keep the ball rolling?
Like understanding that like I said, bro, you gotta wear a lot of hats, bro. Like, but you only like show that one hat, and that's weird to say. Like, it's just you gotta have a lot of plans, bro. So you can't have too many ideas that you just are out of reach, bro. Grab out that little pool, the brainstorm, what you think you can accomplish, bro, and get them in order. And bro, if your goal with this music shit is to get you some shows, go get you some shows. But if you want to see money out the shit, you got to do more shows. People are going to get anybody for free. Try something you can sell. You can get a little bit of merch. Now that was the idea. Now you got an idea of what your whole merch can be. Like, you can turn this shit into something other than Bing. And that's where the most important thing is, bro, is like understanding you can turn this shit into something if you're popping enough, I guess. Like, if you got it. Like, if they see it, go ahead and do it.
What Harsh said really stuck with me. He illustrated to me that a lot of opportunities are actually made through strategically trying different things. During the last few years at college, I took every opportunity to try new things. Within the last 6 months, I really got into DJing. I started off doing messy sets at house shows and parties and all that, but eventually I got better opportunities to do official events in the city, and that's how I met Earl.
I've been sneak recording.
Hi.
That's just how we're starting.
Yeah. If you could tell us your name and who are you?
I'm Yonder, and that's who I am.
How would you describe your come up as an artist, and how did you like establish yourself as that to the point where you could kind of be self-reliant with that and keep the process going?
Oh shit. I'm always seeking growth, but you know, I care about people more than I care about myself. So it's like finding that balance between, you know, getting my art out there, but also like biting the bullet of being selfish as well. So it's like that's where I'm at in my life, is trying to be more selfish for myself. I don't know. I'm cool with being underground. I'm cool with being behind the scenes. I'm cool with working for other artists. I'm cool with going and working construction one day. I'm cool with doing Uber Eats. I'm cool with volunteering at the Y. So it's like, this is what I have to do. It's not like, you know, it probably took me 7-10 years to get to self-sustaining, you know what I mean? And it's like, I don't know, man, it feels almost surreal, you know, because I feel like I have to work harder and harder and harder each day. But yeah, I don't feel like I had to come up yet, you know what I mean? I feel like I'm on the way there.
Would you describe being an artist, would you describe it as dangerous, or do you think it's dangerous?
It's always dangerous to pursue something that, you know, isn't a norm. It's always dangerous to follow your dreams. It's always dangerous to, you know, try to get money, you know, so I think what makes it more dangerous now is that, like, we have the biggest light in the world on us. You know, it's like it has to be the number one industry besides politics. Like, you know what I mean? That, like, people are really looking at media based. So it's, you know, once you have all that light on you, attention doesn't bring, you know, too much good. You know, it's like you have to know what to do with it and deal with it. And the people who love the flexing and love the money and not love the art seem not to know what to do with it. You know what I mean? And it is dangerous, but life is dangerous.
Racing people is very scary at times. I used to find myself looking around for places to fit in. One of the few places I would actually feel comfortable at would be these local rap shows that I'd go to. A couple months went by and I kept going with the spinning. Not only that, but I decided to use all of my time that I felt down, depressed, bored, and hopeless to keep going. I kept doing the gigs, which just took us further than expected. Yonder then threw one of the most important shows to ever happen in Richmond for a long time, the riot at the bike shop. We had Ducttape Jesus, Wasted Space, HunnedMill, Yonder, and WiFiGAWD was headlining. This was going to bring the Richmond underground scene back, and we did exactly that. The show was an immense success, and probably the most important thing I've ever contributed to in my life. No exaggeration. However, there was one familiar face who I was glad to see there. I had met Hunned 2 years prior when I was trying to shoot a music video for him. It didn't get used, but it was the hardest thing I ever did, literally and figuratively.
They like 100 man, slow down. How you keep on dropping heat, it's still wrong with the lowdown. Cause I keep it shaking like these hoes up on the floor now. To the next subject, man, I'm about to switch the flow down. Ride around East End of Richmond.
It's crazy knowing that he had co-created Goth Money Records and helped push the trad music subgenre forward.
Oh my god, shit.
You want to introduce yourselves real quick?
Shit, Black Kray, aka Sickboyrari, aka Lil Rari Boo, me aka Foreign Jet Ski, Baby Moet.
Hit it here, you know what I'm saying? Healthy boy, Hundo, Honey, you know what I'm saying? Honey, God money, that's what it is. That's what it is. God money. It don't matter which one it is. Just know it's God money. Blind team, terrorist ops, the Taliban gang, Taliban world. You know what I'm saying? How many of them? Which one you want to do?
Damn.
We somebody that you know, that they know who the fuck we is.
We were just talking about the show we had 2 weeks ago at the bike shop.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I asked Hunned about, but I wanted to ask you, like, how'd you feel pulling up to the bike shop and just seeing, like, having a show like that?
Shit, that shit was hard. That shit was hard for real, cause like, it was just hard to see everybody pop out. And you feel me? You know what I'm saying? See some real Richmond shit, you know what I'm saying? Some real VA shit, you know what I'm saying? Going on, cause for real, like, probably been like 4 years. 3-4 years since I, you feel me, like really popped out and like did some shit, you know what I'm saying? So it's good to like always to see the scene continue to going, you know what I'm saying, to evolving. So that shit was hard to see, to pull up there and see everybody there, you feel me? For sure.
Okay, quicken like a goat, go. Okay, yeah, let's go.
How does it feel, like, kind of 10 years later, like, looking back, you know, both of y'all, just seeing, like, yeah, just looking back in any sense, really?
I just look at it like we still making music and we still innovating. It's just like there's a certain time, just like the media changes really fast. It's changing daily, but we still doing our thing. You understand? Still getting shows, still making money off the craft, still getting like, you know what I'm saying? We here. The simple fact of like we trying to stay relevant. We always gonna be relevant. We've been relevant. It's just knowing what's gonna happen next. It's not staying relevant. It's just knowing the future. Damn near. Like we trying to goddamn see into the future. It's a veil, and it's easy to see. You just gotta understand like how to move about and like what's gonna be the next thing. What's trending. You just gotta be on the internet, like popping in and popping out, taking a little bit, but. You know what I'm saying? Conserving a little bit and remembering a little bit, staying neutral, it's all a trifecta.
Richmond now, being near Richmond, either like growing up or just when y'all were starting off in your careers, thinking about this city, like right out that window, how is it like coming up in a city like this, or like in Richmond specifically, like what was easy, what wasn't, and how's it like just operating in a city like Richmond, even still 10 years later, you know?
I'm gonna keep it real, like I ain't even from the city of Richmond, you feel me? Like,
right.
but I still rap Richmond, you feel me? Cause like I'm still from here, you feel me? Like my whole family, you know what I'm saying, been here forever. I've been, you know what I'm saying? Like if you from Richmond, you know what I'm saying? Most likely you got family. Everybody from Richmond, you got family in the county, you feel me? But yeah, so go back to that. I ain't grew up in the city of Richmond, you feel me? I'm from the sticks, like I'm from Ashland, you feel me? Then I moved to King William.
It's just very natural, bro.
Whole real tree shit, the whole real tree swag, all that. Like that's where we come from. Like we really from the sticks, from the country, but real loud, right? Like going to school, you feel me? Like rebel flags, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like all type of people at school, like we really was like in the whole, yeah.
Like,
But I can tell you things about the city, you know what I'm saying, in general, like I said, that means like, like shit that used to be here, shit that's gone, all type of shit, you know what I'm saying, used to be around, like So
Shit,
yeah,
bro, like for Richmond,
hella
right now,
clubs-
bullshit, like, bro, like.
Hella clubs gone, like hella clubs used to be here. There's no more clubs, bro.
Niggas said no more clubs.
All them things are gone, bro.
Nigga.
It used to be a mall here, you feel me? Right? It used to be a mall right in downtown called 6th Street Market, bro. Like that shit gone. You feel me? Like all type of shit, like other shit. Like the city used to be jumping, bro. It used to be packed. Like they be people outside all day, every day, bro. Like
they got
hella teen clubs and shit. Hella, you feel me?
Right, people used to be outside,
shit, bro.
right? Like the whole process, yeah.
And so like with all that gone now, because the Utmost store is gone, a lot of
I forgot even all that shit gone. That's
what's like Round 2 is gone.
Yeah,
You know,
that's what I was into. Like the shit is definitely different.
All those places were like cultural hubs.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like all those things are like they still are an entity. There's something, but like just that's what I was getting to. Like this is like the city of Richmond, and that stuff happened. Like the certain culture, the certain shit that people got on today that they wearing right now is from this situation in Richmond. I'm not like I said, I'm not even from Richmond, but I seen it. Like, bro, no bullshit. It was a point in time. Like it's still like that, probably to certain people, but like it was a point in time that where we are from, like nigga, like what you would do, you would like try to grow up, you get your whip, and then we were skating, so we like to skate, and then we like to street skate, so you get your whip, so nigga can come to the city and you come to Richmond Broad Street, so you can skate the city, like you can skate the city streets, like you the little embankments and shit like that, like the stair sets. You would come to Richmond to skate that shit. People still do it in Richmond like that, but like it was like we would do that, and nigga might go to McDonald's, nigga might go to Sahara's, like Sahara's, like to smoke a hookah. Nigga ain't even fucking 18, like you know what I'm saying? Because you had to be 18. You had to be 18 to smoke, bro. Like you know what I'm saying? You gotta be 21 now.
As I was listening to them speak and reminisce on good times they had, I realized that I now have a small contribution to this scene, this very scene that they started. I couldn't believe that two artists I learned about recently and heard about their impact were showing me the same appreciation back. I had the distinct privilege of not just learning about these artists, but gaining valuable insight on their lives and how they carry themselves as men, and listening to what they had to say. It sticks with me more than any institution I've ever attended, and a lot of these people didn't fit in just like me, and they had to make their own path in life. They worked hard and made more than just names for themselves. They made landmarks and resources within their communities and lighted the way for many other people. And as I work on all of this, I realize this scene doesn't have to die out, ever. A lot of this was built on appreciation for fellow artists doing the same thing. And if we keep that energy and collaboration going, it will keep thriving.
What the fuck, Riley?
Just cooling. And I'm like, they like 100 man, slow down. How you keep on dropping heat and still run with the lowdown? Cause I keep it shaking like these hoes up on the floor now. To the next subject, man, I'm about to switch the flow now. Riding around East End of Richmond, headed downtown. Just got done waxing my girl round brown, jumping out the window, bitch, yeah. Ron Brown sleep, got me geek, yeah, deaf comedy.